Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz Video Recap. Today is Friday, July 27th, I believe, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. First up, there was a lot of rumors and suggestions based off of a lot of tools out there that there was some type of update on Tuesday, June 24th. I really saw very little chatter, but if you see over here, Mozcast shows tremendous amount of temperature on that date. SERP metrics shows a lot of data over there as well, and also SERPs. I think this is SERPs.com, and this is search metrics, and it shows a lot of volatility over there as well. There's very little chatter around the SEO space and webmaster community about there being an update, but it's definitely possible. I just don't see anything in terms of that going on. Talking about updates, over the weekend I did see signs of an update. I didn't see much chatter about it in the, I saw a lot of chatter about it in the Webmaster World forums, Black Hat forums, as well as other things. People are saying it might be Payday Loan finally rolling out. I'm not exactly sure. The tools, some of the tools actually showed some fluctuations, but not all of them. So there was maybe an update as well on that date. This is big news from the week. Google has removed, or is removing, actually, in the process of removing my face from the search results, or your face from the search results. The authorship, where it actually shows your face and the circle count. Let me zoom in here and show you what I mean. So the picture and the number of circles is going to go away. Now it's going to start looking more like, if there's authorship, this will be hyperlinked to your, I believe this will be hyperlinked to your Google Plus information, and then it's just a snippet. Google said they're doing this to make it, well, I'll read what you said. John Mueller wrote, "We've been doing lots of work to clean up the visual design of our search results, in particular creating a better mobile experience and more consistent design across devices. As part of this, we are simplifying the way authorship is shown in mobile and desktop search results, removing the profile photo and circle count." Now, here's the big kicker. Our experiments indicate that click-through behavior on this new, less cluttered design is similar to the previous one. Google themselves said over and over again that using authorship will increase your CTR, click-through rate, and obviously improve conversion and stuff like that. Now they're saying no, it doesn't. So I find that to be interesting. Anyway, that's going to go away in the next few days, so keep an eye on that. Part of this is like, it just drives me crazy. So Google constantly releases new features that you should implement in your code, and then like authorship is one of them, and obviously the authorship's not going away, but the way that authorship is shown in the search results is changing. And a lot of people would not have bothered with authorship if they would have known that their image would be gone in a couple years. At the same time, Matt Cutts implies that authorship might have a quality factor in the future, so there's a reason to keep it there. And now we have this new product, and Google has been releasing products like this over and over again. Like things like different types of snippets that they try out and discontinue, or lots of different things. I forgot what it was originally called. A way to mark up your content, so if you do searches, it would actually, people subscribe to your searches. There's lots of things. Like I have tons of legacy code on my website from Google tests or things that they introduced and got rid of eventually. So the question is, should you bother? And now Google's pushing, again, app indexing. Google app indexing, where if you have an Android app and you have a website and you do search results, should you actually do something called app indexing? So if somebody searches on their mobile Android device on Google and content comes up that's in the app, you click on it, it'll take you directly to the page in the app. Should you bother with that? I mean, is Google going to get rid of it? And Google's pushing it big time these days. They even added Webmaster Tools support, and they do this all the time. They honestly, features they release all the time, they add into Webmaster Tools, and they remove it when they're done with it. So the question is, should you bother with it? Google made it a little bit easier. They added a lot of debugging tools around app indexing. But the question is, should you really bother? I don't know. I mean, probably, because it will probably last a couple of years, but the question is, is going to be gone in a few years. Anyway, back to algorithms. Google's Panda algorithm, as you remember, had a major impact on press release sites. Specifically, one of the larger ones was PR Newswire, which you saw here, lost 63% of their SEO visibility right after Panda 4.0. It's interesting because PR Newswire released a press release saying that they're going to go ahead and take action against spammers who are using their thing because of the Panda update. So their new quality guidelines in PR Newswire is they will look at if the press release itself has insightful analytics, and and also original content like research reporting and other stuff. They are going to use different formats, guarding against repeated use of templated content or boilerplate content. They are going to access the length of the article, of the press release, guarding against very short and not substantial messages, and also overuse of keywords and or links in the message itself. And Jason, from the Senior Vice President of Global Product at PR Newswire, actually cited specifically Google's recent algorithm update as essentially a technology-based editorial guideline for content quality. And PR Newswire is aligning our process with those standards to ensure that the press release distributions distributed are high-quality, authentic content. He goes on to explain Google's recent action targeting low-quality content in the Panda 4.0 update affirms this importance of ensuring press releases and other content distributed via PR Newswire network and are the real utility and interest to journalists and bloggers as well as the general public. He didn't say they got hit. They definitely got hit. But he's not saying they got hit. They're saying they're trying to align with Google in order to make sure their quality content is there. And honestly, they should have done this years ago, but I guess they didn't want to turn down that money. Talking about Panda 4.0, very interesting. Some guy said, hey, I went ahead and removed my block on my CS and JavaScript, and my Panda 4.0 got released. It's now doing very well. It seems ridiculous, honestly. I'm not gonna. It does seem ridiculous, and I said it seemed ridiculous. And then John Mueller from Google actually responded to this, basically saying at the end, regarding your more general question whether disallowing scripts, CSS files, etc. play a role in Panda algorithm, he said our quality algorithm primarily tried to understand the overall quality of a page, and disallowing crawling individual aspects in general is seen as more a technical issue, so that wouldn't be a primary factor in our quality algorithms. There's definitely no simple CSS or JavaScript disallowing from crawling, therefore the quality algorithms view the site negatively relationship. In short, it's not black and white. Blocking stuff is not going to have a direct impact on Panda. Obviously, you block all your content, and Google can't figure out what your content's about. It obviously will or might have an impact regarding Panda or not. CNBC covered a website. I don't know if I even say, whatcookingAmerica.net, which is basically a recipe website that's been around for 17 plus years, run by I think a 72-year-old lady now. How it got demolished, and it did get demolished in, if you take a look at this is their search metrics chart. They got demolished in Panda 4.0. And it basically reminds me of, like, in the title of the article, Google's secretive updates leave small sites rambling. And of course, you know, if you bank everything on Google, you're going to get hit by it. And if you get hit, you're totally out of business. And that's what happened here. This article from CNBC reminds me of the Florida update dates back in 2003 or 2004. So again, the thing here is, I feel bad. You should feel bad for this person, but the truth is, you got to be careful. You run a site, and that's your whole bread and butter is Google. Then you have to be careful. There's some more rumors about a new sandbox version coming out, Google Sandbox, where basically new sites don't rank as well as they do as fastly. So the thing here is that a Black Hat forum said, hey, it's starting to get harder, not harder, but it's starting to take longer for a new site to rank well than it usually does in the past. And obviously that's how Sandbox was. You're put in a sandbox and you couldn't rank well for a certain period of time. This is obviously a different type of thing going on here. I haven't seen much discussion outside of the Black Hat community around this, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on in the early days. Google's right to be forgotten removal form was released a few weeks ago, and now Google's actually starting to remove that content. We have examples here. So if you do a search for Tracy Britt, you'll see here some results may have been removed under the data protection law in Europe. And you can see that for a lot of famous actors, as well as some people that actually submitted a request to remove their information. So Google's acting very fast on that. Google has finally revamped their AdWords auction insights video after, I think it's about almost 5 years. So this is Hal Variant from Google's chief economist. Here's the one from 2009. And here's the one from just this past week. And it's definitely worth a watch. It's about 8 minutes long, and it talks about how the AdWords pricing algorithm works in terms of ranking ads and stuff like that. Google has released the Google My Business mobile app for iOS and Android. Here's some screenshots. It basically lets you go ahead and manage your My Business listing, your Google Local Pluses, whatever you want to call it these days, listing directly from a mobile Android, iOS, or Android device. Google has dropped, with the new Google My Business, dashboard, Insights Analytics, they dropped the impressions, top search queries data. So you used to be able to get the top search queries leading to your Google Place listing, and now it's no longer as an option to see there. And Google's Jade Wang said the reason is because they removed it to ensure the privacy of all our users. Honestly, I think that's ridiculous because Google Master Tool shows some of that snippet information. Why can't they show it? It's totally secure in their login. Google added rounded corners to their AdSense ad arrows, so now it's somewhat rounded. You can see the little rounded thing, and obviously Google's constantly changing their AdWords listings. Bing talked about how they pick your title tag, and basically they go through different things about how to optimize your title tags to ensure that Bing uses your title tag over picking one themselves, so definitely take a look at that. Google is now offering domain name registration. They actually been a registrar for over 10 years. We covered that back in 2004, I believe, 2005, whatever it was. And now they're actually starting to do a test trial at domains.google.com for registering your own domain name for $12 a pop, and includes a lot of features. I guess it's not working. But basically, you have to be invited to actually see it, and not anybody can do it right now. It's invite only, kind of like when Gmail launched, and it offers great Google domain registration. Yippee. Google Glass has gotten more powerful. They're releasing new hardware for anybody who buys it now in the future. There's going to come with 2 gigabytes of RAM as opposed to 1 gigabyte of RAM, making it snappier. And they're constantly releasing software updates and stuff like that. And there's tons of 12 plus new apps that actually were released. They actually look pretty cool. So if you do use Google Glass, that's pretty cool. And finally, Google Glass is now available in the UK. It actually costs 1,000 British pounds. Which is actually $200 US dollars more. It's about $1,700, whereas you can buy in the US for $1,500. Anyway, that pretty much recaps the Search Buzz Video Recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Today is Friday, June 27th, and that's the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Sorry for going really fast, kind of in a rush, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.